Hey, 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 what is up, my Libra air signs? What is on, my brethren, my fellow air signs? I'm a Gemini, if you don't know. What is up, Libra? The equalizers of the zodiac. At least that's what I call you, because you always keep everything in balance, okay? So thank you, Libra, for all that you do for humanity, okay? And keeping us straight. So Libra, what going on? It is Ascension 225, Tato and Oracle, and I am here to do your May, well, the first few weeks of May. How about that? All right. Today is the 3rd, so just think 2 weeks out, and we'll pick up somewhere in between that to take you to the end of the month, okay? We already had a full flower moon on May 1st, and it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. Now, the full moon is all about a sense of renewal. It's about going inward, tapping in and tuning in to your intuition, or that voice that guides you, the voice of spirit, whatever label you put on spirit. It's about rejuvenating your soul, rejuvenating your spirit, right? Whether you're delving more into your religious beliefs or maybe delving more into your spiritual beliefs. They're both spiritual, but in different ways. I consider myself more spiritual than religious, okay? Because I really believe, I see what all the religions are talking about. Pretty much the same thing. All right? So, yeah. It's about spiritual rejuvenation, connecting or reconnecting with your higher self. Wow. Connecting with your higher self, and releasing what needs to be released. Some people still haven't released some of the muck and the mire from the last 10-year cycle. We are at the start of a brand new 10-year cycle. 2026 is year 1 Libra, okay? So how are we going to start this brand new cycle? Are we going to start it full of muck and mire? Are we going to start it off with a clean slate, fresh energy, not always delving back into what had happened was back then? That's over, and we have a clean slate to write on. So what is chapter 1 going to look like for you? Okay. All right. So so that was a beautiful moon. Actually, we have 2 full moons at the beginning and at the end of May, during Taurus and Gemini season. We are knee deep into Taurus season right now. I feel like I'm on the cusp of Taurus because I was born May 22nd. Depending on what calendar you look like, Gemini season starts on the 21st or the 22nd. Who knows? One of those days, okay? But I still feel a little bit of residual Taurus energy within me. Because air, we need grounding anyway. We need some of that grounding. All right, so yeah. So that's my spiel about that, about the new moon, about the full moon. We are still feeling that energy, and we will continue to feel that pull from Mother Moon for the next few days, maybe up to a week, okay? So take advantage of that energy. If you need some renewal, rejuvenation, some spiritual growth, if you need all that, this is the time to tap in. All right. So, Libra, do your girl a favor. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, please, and thank you. It helps the channel grow. That reciprocal energy, maybe residual. Residual energy is like a tape that keeps replaying over and over and over again. So maybe there's some residual energy in your energy, Libra. I don't know why I said that. Reciprocal energy, where I give to you and you give back by liking, sharing, and subscribing. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. The next order is to please find a nice, cozy spot to relax, relate, in order for you to receive hopefully some of these nuggets that Spirit is about to drop on the Libra collective. This is for the entire collective. If you need a private reading so I can tap into your individual energy, please hit me up at ascension225tarot@gmail.com. All right, and we will get you going. We will get you going. The rest of my information is down below in the description box. My promo code, if you're a first-time client, you get a discount. If you're a first responder or military, get a discount. And first-time clients get a discount, all right? And my rates are down below as well. So without further ado, let's get into the cards, all righty? All right. Hold on for a second. Okay. All right. Okay, so Libra, let's get into it. I have this cup here because I want to get a charm for you. For some reason, during these readings, I've been getting charms for all the zodiacs. But I accidentally tipped this cup over when I was moving my hands talking to you, and this key fell out. This key fell out, and I really don't feel like there are any coincidences or mistakes. Okay, so here's a key. All right, and keys are, maybe you're going to be opening the key to something, or receiving a key maybe to a new home or a new car or something, a new business. Maybe there are key points that need to be made or heard here. But we have a key here. And what's interesting, we'll talk about this card in just a minute. We've got the Judgment card as one of your major arcana, and this key could fit into this handcuff. Just saying. I don't know if any of y'all wearing handcuffs as jewelry, but okay. So we're going to take this key, all right, and we're just going to put it right here. All right, so let's get into the rest of your reading, beautiful Libras. We're going to start off with the oracles, which are messages from Spirit, and then we'll get into the tarot deck. So what are some of the time frames that will be most important to the Libra collective over the next few weeks? I've got indecision is causing delays, number 47 card. Indecision is causing delays for some of you. You just can't make up your mind. You're at a crossroads. Two of Swords energy. The number 47 adds to an 11. 11 is a master number. 11 is about new beginnings and new starts. Okay, maybe you're indecisive about a brand new start, whatever that means to you. Okay, and this also reduces to a 3. Maybe this has to do with your future, you know, your future and what that's going to look like. All right, and then I've got 54, it's happening now. So I have indecision is causing delays, and something is happening now for some of you. That's card 54. This adds to a 9. 9s are also, you know, gearing up to close something out. Completions, achievements of some type. You gearing up to closing out a chapter or a cycle. It also reduces to a 1, and 1s are all about new beginnings and new starts, just like the 11 card we just talked about, or the number 11 we just talked about. All right, what does Mother Moon want you to know? This says full moon in Virgo. So you may need to wait until August or September for this, and that is in the fall. That's during the time of harvest. It says the harvest is perfection. Celebrate your achievements and strive for excellence, harnessing the full moon's energy to refine your work and improve your life. Yeah, we just talked about the 9 being about, successes, accomplishments, yeah. And this card echoes that, whatever seeds that you planted, you're now or will be able to celebrate your achievements and your excellence. Okay, so I love that very, very much. All right, so what's some of the tea happening with our Libras? I've got November, and November is Scorpio and Sagittarius season. So something may happen in November, maybe during the first snow, because there's snow around the roots of this tree. I've got Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person that you should not cross. Whoa, what's that all about? So there may be a rooster in your life. Somebody who's arrogant, they brag, they're boastful. And you don't want to cross them because you don't know what they're liable to do. Elephant. This elephant could definitely squash this rooster. It says you're going on a long journey, either physical or mental. Let me start over. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Right. Elephants are super smart. Could be in July. So we've got November and July. July is Cancerian and Leo season. Someone behaving stupidly. So I've got a rooster and a turkey. Somebody who's just a basic jackass. How about that? Okay. So beware of who you have in your energy, Libra. Balance scales on them motherfuckers. Okay. And what does Spirit want you to know? To listen deeply from your heart. Spirit could be trying to impart some wisdom or something into you. So listen so that you understand that Spirit is trying to speak to you. And then I've got Archangel Uriel, and Uriel is Aquarius's archangel. It says learning experience. Take time to review, study, and hone your knowledge before proceeding further. Some of you may be going to school. Some of you may be needing to learn something more for your job, so that you can have those achievements and that excellence that we talked about with the harvest perfection here. Hopefully you're not a perfectionist. But yeah, take the time to review, study, and hone your knowledge before proceeding further. Don't rush this learning experience, whether this is just life learning, spiritual learning, or you're actually going back to school to learn something. All right? So pump your brakes, Libra, all right? And listen deeply to what Spirit is saying. Okay. Now, the main energy surrounding your reading is live the present, or live in the present moment. Now is the only moment that exists. So embrace it. Ain't that the truth? We're always worried about what happened yesterday, what's about to happen, but how often do you find yourself in the present moment? It's a learned thing. It's a learned thing because You know, we're not taught these things. Okay? So remember, live in the present moment, Libra. Keep yourself in balance. And I've got, listen to your soul. Your inner voice is the bravest whisper that you have. Yeah. Yeah. See, she's whispering to him, imparting guidance or wisdom, something. But you've got to understand that the only way for spirit to communicate with us is through our intuition, through those access points, or, you know, one of those chakras. And then it says, end a cycle. Yeah, end a cycle. Sunset isn't an end, but a prelude to dawns. I love these cards. Yeah. You're coming to an end of a cycle. You're coming to an end where you have some successes and achievements. But there's a cycle or a chapter that's closing for you. Interesting. All right, let's get into the tarot. Okay, Spirit? Yeah. Okay. What we got here? So I want to, because I forgot this during the last reading, start off with the major arcana cards that I have for you, Libra. The first one that came out is the Hanged Man. Normally you see the Hanged Man, somebody hanging upside down from a tree over some water or something like that. This is take a pause, Libra. Pause. Yeah. It's so funny because this card has the word indecisive in here. So don't trip yourself up along your journey, okay? You may need to pause to see things from a different perspective or a higher perspective, but don't second guess yourself and don't sabotage yourself either, Libra. Because sometimes when we go into the Hanged Man energy or spirit puts us there, sometimes we can linger there a little too long in the land of indecision. Okay? And that could create stagnancy and self-sabotage, so you don't want to do that. And then I've got, you're gonna need to make some judgment calls here. And I hope this is not that some of you have judgments against you, you know, wearing handcuffs as jewelry and stuff, you know, legal matters, which could also put you in a pause, or could be that somebody's self-sabotaging, second-guessing energy in this hangman could get them into some legal situations. Okay? Judgment calls are needed. See things from another angle, another perspective. Consult with spirit. Okay? Alright. What do we have for Libra? Holy Spirit. Now and over the next few weeks, what do we have for our beautiful Libras? Matters of life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. Just general energy. Also to, you know, to kind of give us more information about the cards and energy that we've already seen. One more shuffle, please. And then let's cut the cards. What's on the bottom for our Libras? The energy that is not clear or not seen at this time. Ace of Swords, yeah. Sometimes we live in the land of indecision because we don't have clarity. Because we don't have clarity. Okay? And this Ace of Swords is up, which means that you will be getting messages See these feathers? You will be getting some sort of messages or insight about what is true and the information that is needed. There's no more cloudiness, because sometimes when there's no clarity, that could create indecision, right? Okay. What's in the middle, Spirit? Five of Wands. There could be some changes which are creating some conflict, some competition. Yeah, just that energy that, you know, just it's not needed. You know, it's not needed. And it could be from that person who's a total jackass that we talked about a few minutes ago. All right, off the top, Spirit, what do we have for Libra now and over the next few weeks? The Moon. Knight of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Yeah. And then we've got the Eight of Swords. No. And what else? Page of Wands. Let's put these cards right here. Yeah, okay. So under the live the present or stay in the present moment, I've got the Moon. That watery energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. This is all about you being tapped in and tuned in to truth and clarity, not falling for any illusions or delusions, Libra. Having that truth and clarity that you need, okay? And also being tapped in and tuned into your intuition. That voice or that whisper that we talked about from Spirit. Yeah. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles. Don't make any impulsive moves. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the entire deck. Does not make a move unless they consult themselves. This knight is an earth sign, and earth signs sometimes can be resistant to sudden changes. All the other knights just jump on their horse and they're off and impulsively, but this knight's like, let me think about this one, okay? Especially if it has anything to do with messing with my abundance, my coin, especially, okay? Let me try and do that. And let me look at things from a more grounded, more logical standpoint. So sometimes this Knight of Pentacles has a hard time moving because they might get stuck in the land of indecision because they keep overthinking everything. Trust your intuition. Don't get stuck in that loop of indecision. Listen to your soul. Take care of your soul, your mind, your body, your spirit with the Four of Swords. Self-care. How do you take care of yourself? Do you meditate? Do you do exercise? Do you do yoga? What is it that you do? Take a bubble bath every night or a salt bath? How do you put yourself back into stasis, Libra? Especially after the disappointments and losses of life, right? And end a cycle. I've got the Eight of Swords. Self-sabotage, all in your head. Creating your own narrative. This person's not bound by these swords. All this person has to do is, you know, I don't know. I can't see if her hands are bound here. But there is a way around these swords on each side. Just walk around and you're free. This is that mind game, those mind games that we play with ourselves. That set us up for self-sabotage We become trapped in our own thinking, in our own overthinking, in our own mind. And air signs are notorious for doing that. I'm a Gemini. I can attest. In that cycle of overthinking and self-doubting, go towards what you're passionate about, your new opportunities, new adventures, whatever it is. Be like this baby energy and just go for it. This page is carrying the Ace of Wands. Aces are gifts from Spirit. Anything that you're passionate about, that inspires you, that you'd love to go towards and experience, do it. Okay? Life is too short not to. Alright, where's that deck at? Okay. I don't really feel like I need to like clarify any of these cards, but let's just get some maybe we'll get a few of them. Yeah, this Knight of Pentacles needs to just not trust themselves. This Knight of Pentacles also needs to trust intuition, that intuitive voice. Okay. All right, this is for Libra, Spirit. What do you want them to know? Can you help clarify these cards? Did I don't think I did that, but help clarify these cards for Libra. On the bottom, we've got the King of Cups. Staying emotionally intelligent no matter what the hell's going on. Okay? Tapped into your emotion. Not, not out of balance as far as that's concerned. Okay. So Spirit, we've got the King of Cups on the bottom. So what is this Moon and this Knight of Pentacles? What does this mean under Live the Present? I've got Knight of Pentacles! Knight of Pentacles, clarifying the Knight of Pentacles and the Moon. Can I have one more, Spirit? The Chariot. This overthinking about what coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda, whatever, with this Knight of Pentacles energy, this Knight needs to trust their intuitive voice. All right, not just trust ego, but trust Spirit as well, and that intuition, those intuition messages, so that they can move forward in this Chariot energy. Be confident and confident and empowered to move forward with this Chariot energy. Go towards whatever it is that you're determined to go towards, Libra. Yeah. Okay. And what is this Four of Swords? We know. Yeah. So you can get your ass out of this Nine of Swords energy. Listen to your soul. The inner voice is the bravest whisper. We're talking about Spirit whispering to you, Libra. Get out of this Nine of Swords energy, anxiety, low self-esteem, worry, disappointment, all that. Let's stop that. Let's get out of there. It's time for you to practice self-care. Do something that puts you back in balance. Listen to your soul. All right, last few cards. What does this end a cycle with this Eight of Swords and Page of Wands? I don't know, maybe you feel trapped in your job, Libra. This person is committed, they work hard at their craft, whatever that is. But look at the look on his face. He does not look happy or fulfilled whatsoever. Looks depressed. Maybe you're in this Eight of Swords energy, trapped all in your head because you don't know how to end this cycle and move forward and find another something that brings you fulfillment and happiness as well as coin, right? What else, Spirit? What else? Queen of Cups. So we saw a King of Cups earlier in your reading, being emotionally intelligent, and I've got a Queen of Cups here. Same type of energy. Can I have one more card for this one? King of Swords. All right, let me take this off the table. Wow, yeah, and you know, I'm kind of feeling that this Page of Wands energy going towards whatever it is that you're passionate about, that really gives you that spark of life, whether it's a person, place, or a thing, go towards it. It could be going towards this Queen of Cups, right? This other nurturing type of energy, okay? Just like the King of Cups we saw earlier. And then I've got, but you've got to be this Aquarius energy, this King of Swords, and be decisive. Be decisive about what it is that you want, what you want to go towards, what you want to attract. Be this determined, confident, self-assured, with clarity, because his sword is up. King of Swords, making clear decisions. These clear decisions need to be made about this Queen of Cup energy, something that you may be passionate about. But this is all under the end of cycle. Sunset isn't an end, but a prelude to new dawns, new opportunities, new beginnings. That's why we kept seeing that 1-1 energy. Yeah. Maybe this doesn't jive with your core belief system. You know, ending a cycle. Maybe it doesn't jive with what you were taught, your core belief systems. Because this is about traditions and those values that we hold very, very dear. And sometimes they could be, I don't know, depending on your belief system. This Hierophant is more religious belief systems versus his mate, the High Priestess, who is more on the spiritual tip. But it's all about spirituality, and maybe you're tapping into those core values or those spiritual values that you learned. So, but, and maybe that's why even more reason you need to be in this Hangman. So, sometimes maybe those belief systems don't always jive, and maybe we need to see things from a different perspective, okay? But I wanted to show you this, that there may be someone leaving your life. So I don't know if I don't know why Spirit had me bring that to your attention. But yeah. But the Hierophant can also represent one of the marriage cards in the tarot deck. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm still kind of confused about your energy, but yeah. So I'm not sure. But I feel like professionally, you know, there's some decisions that need to be made professionally, but I feel like there's some definite achievements and completions here for you. And let's read your universal message. It says, this is all about making choices, Libra. Choice is the most powerful tool that you have. Every choice that you make shuts some doors, but also opens several doors, bringing new experiences into your life. At any given time, you can change the direction of your life. You are only one choice away. Right. Right. One choice away, but that choice is going to entail you to be in the Hanged Man, taking a pause so that you can make these decisions using discernment, these judgment calls using discernment, okay, and listening to your soul about a cycle that needs to be ended, whatever that means to you. Okay? All right. Thank you, Libra, so much for joining me tonight. Sending you lots of love and positive energy, all right, all the way from the ATL. Let me know if this resonated for you in any way. You have the key, Libra. Hold on. You have the key, Libra. You hold the key to make these changes and choices in your life. Okay? All right. If you want to know anything about these beautiful healing stones I'm wearing, I got these from my booze at Hr Spirit, guys. Hr Spirit. I'm attaching the review video I did for Hr Spirit, healing jewelry and crystal type of jewelry. And they have the globes as well. And absolutely beautiful. AAA quality. Mother's Day is around the corner, so this is part of the Mother's Day collection. Rhodonite, celestite, and howlite. Absolutely, wait a minute. Rhodonite, celestite, and howlite. Absolutely gorgeous. You look better in better lighting, so check out the review video that I'm going to attach at the end. All right, love you, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.